Thank you, Alex. Jai Sai Ram, everyone. I bring you greetings from the land down under. Our zone presentation today will be on the theme of this conference, love and service. Can I have the next slide, please? Over the last couple of years, members of Zone 3 have celebrated and participated in a number of service activities, including tree planting, food donations, blood donations, and a relief response. You can see there the sort of activities that have taken place and all the statistics associated with it. Next slide, please. As with many other countries around the world, Zone 3 countries have had their fair share of natural disasters like bushfires, cyclones, and flooding. Our members sprung into action and provided the necessary relief effort. As you can see there in the last year actually, we had the Lismore floods, we had the Queensland floods, and then the Queensland bushfires. These not only affect human beings who have lost all their property, but also the wildlife of Australia. Next slide, please. We also engaged in tree planting, and more than 900 trees are planted there in close association with local councils. We are very fortunate that local councils come to us and say, please work with us to plant these trees. They've got the facilities, they provide the saplings, and our members go there and help them. Not forgetting our wildlife, during the bushfires, a lot of the koala bears lost their habitat. And many of them were actually burned, and they were brought in, and our members in Australia actually had cut fruits to feed them, supply water and milk and so on. And lately, the wildlife services, Sydney Wildlife Services, approached us with the help with the possums. These are, you can see the cute picture there in the bottom. They are about the size of a domestic cat. And these poor creatures have lost their homes, so we made these little pouches for them, and also the boxes for the adult ones, for a new habitat for them. Next slide, please. Our SSSIO school in Australia has now got we got both a primary and a secondary campus. We got about 159 students in the primary school. 165 is the maximum capacity, and we are fast approaching that. And in the secondary, we've got about 120. And I'm very pleased to say our first batch of HSC students entered university last year. The school was also recognized with an award for being environmentally conscious. Most environmentally conscious school in the local council area. It has a zero plastic policy. In 2022, the school was awarded the most resilient by the New South Wales state government with respect to how the school handled the flood and flood disruptions, how we actually continued with the classes and so on. Next slide, please. Sai Health Week. We came up with a program called Care for the Caring, which is an initiative developed by the healthcare professionals in Australia and the Institute of SSSIO Education Australia members to spread human values into the healthcare community. The frontline workers, particularly in the healthcare area, were suffering a lot following the post-COVID period, and we wanted to help them with their healthcare. So we ran a pilot program with medical unit volunteers. It's a digital self-care tool, daily positive affirmations based on Swami's teachings, presented in a neutral way. So it's not just for Sai devotees, anybody can come and participate in that. It was developed in Australia initially, then we spread it out to Zone 3, and now it's been approved for international adoption. Next slide, please. We were very fortunate in February this year to have Brother Arvind Balasubramania with us. He gave a very inspiring talk both in Australia and New Zealand, and it was very well received by the members, particularly the young adults. Next slide, please. In New Zealand, they had a very active tree planting program, and tree planting and tree restoration is a regular ongoing service conducted throughout the year in collaboration with other community members. You can see the tree planting activities there. We planted something like 800 to 1,200 trees in Hamilton, a suburb further down from Auckland. And we have also adopted 3 young tree restoration and weed stamping projects that are taking place. Next slide, please. Not forgetting our school in New Zealand, we have got a preschool there in a place called Rangomai. And here, to keep the cost down, our volunteers go down to the school and provide the cleanup, and they have regular working bees there to do the maintenance work at the school. Next slide, please. Fun Day Out for our special children is an annual event since 2016. There was a short period of hiatus there, except during the COVID period. And the SSSIO New Zealand, in collaboration with interfaith friendship groups and the Auckland Council, conduct this for children with special needs. It is something that the kids really look forward to. Next slide, please. Moving on now to Fiji, the Vaisesi Health Center is a permanent primary health care facility providing about 100 consultations per day. This is an outpatient unit. In 2021, the center became an emergency birthing unit for Lautoka Hospital due to the COVID closures. The Lautoka Hospital became closed for just COVID patients only. So we had 21 maternity staff from the main hospital deployed to this health center to provide emergency obstetric services. So we had to convert that very quickly from a health center into a maternity hospital. The first baby was born at the center at 3 a.m. on the 6th of February, 2022. And the Sai family, of course, it was not equipped for anything there at that time. The Sai family assisted in acquiring beds and equipment and accommodating the maternity staff. Next slide, please. This Model Town Charitable Welfare Trust is a privately run organization that actually provides homes for the less fortunate people. In Australia, we call it the Housing Commission, but it's a government-run organization. Whereas here in Fiji, a private organization provides accommodation for about 1,100 families. During the COVID period, they had a lot of problems in even feeding these people. And our members there in Fiji actually took up the challenge, and the Sai service organization there provided food packs for all the residents in that area. You can see there a token letter. That's just an excerpt from the letter from the project manager. And it says there, the Sai service organization, kind generosity towards the most vulnerable families and individuals in Koraipeta, ensures that these individuals had food on their tables in a clean, safe home to live in. Next slide, please. We also have the Sathya School, a primary school in Fiji, and this school has been winning a number of competitions. It is organized by the Lautoka City Council, where the school is based. The Sathya Primary School is categorized as in the rural division, and from 2017 to 2022, the Sathya Primary School has been winning the overall winner's title in the rural division. Next slide, please. Medical camps is a regular feature, and some of the places, remote places in Fiji, they haven't had any medical facilities at all. So rather than having this all in the capital cities, our medical team actually go to all these remote areas and provide medical care. And this is a service that is it's a combined Zone 3 medical service, a project with the SSSIO New Zealand and Fiji. Next slide, please. You can see there the services that are being offered. You've got medical and oncology, stroke medicine, a whole variety of medical services. Over a 5-day period, we had provided something over 2,000 services, medical services, and about over 300 dental services to all the patients. Next slide, please. Thank you very much indeed, brothers and sisters. Jai Sai Ram.